Shane Austin is an American football quarterback. He played college football at the University of Hawaii and then signed with the Everett Raptors of the Indoor Football League after going undrafted in the 2012 NFL Draft. We talked to Shane about his football life and what he's been working on after his career. This episode is sponsored by JNH Lifestyles.
Take advantage of one of their home infrared saunas and experience the many benefits that thousands of people across the United States are praising.
Regular sessions in an infrared sauna will help you in almost all areas of your life.
Start your joyful, natural, and healthy lifestyle today with JNH Lifestyles. I'm Dex.
And I'm Steve-O, and this is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff.
So Shane Austin is here. Shane Austin is a family member.
Cold Steve Austin.
No.
Somehow related.
Son.
It's gotta be.
What's it like growing up with all the Austin 316?
I'd have to go through Ancestry to see if there's a connection. But I'd like to say I'm related somehow.
I mean, you are Sporty Spice, right? Let's talk about this.
So no, they actually did announce me coming out of the tunnel as Stone Cold. So
really,
I did get a little of that.
Okay.
Wow.
Either that or you go Shane Falco from The Replacements. So,
oh, okay.
So that works too.
That sounds good.
And the funny thing about that is my coach in high school coached Keanu Reeves for that role. So
we both love Keanu.
Keanu's like my favorite actor in the history of the world. I'm not even joking. He's my guy. We just became best friends.
I just watched what's his movie?
John Wick 3.
I just watched John Wick 2.
Oh, so good.
I haven't seen 3 yet.
Yeah.
I'm ready for 3.
Yeah.
I've only seen bits and pieces of the first one, so I got to catch up. I apologize, guys.
Dude, speaking of catching up, let's catch up on your life because let's go back in time. Obviously, you're talking about your high school coach. So you are a former quarterback. How long did you play the game of football?
Jeez, well, I actually hung up the cleats last season. I still played last season. Started when I was 9, so...
Man.
Gosh, what is that?
10 years now? 19 now?
It's somewhere around there. I don't know. Just hit 30, so we can do the math there. I can keep track. But the after college, I think it's been about 5 years playing in the Arena Football League.
Really?
Yeah.
We gotta talk about all
well,
this, man. Like,
University of Hawaii. I mean, you played in Hawaii, which is like probably the greatest place ever.
So you were the quarterback jock in Hawaii.
Right, that was part of the dream that they sell you. You come here, you surf, you get blonde chicks, and you get football. And I was all right, I'm sold.
Get all those?
I got the football, I got the surfing, and my wife, who I actually met there, she was blonde, but she's naturally brunette. So.
Okay. You got the girl.
I did get the girl, so I got everything I was sold.
See, what I think would suck about playing football in Hawaii is that everybody else lives over in it's America, of course, but
the mainland.
Yeah. So it's like you're
on a rock.
You're having to fly. How much?
We're the most traveled team in the country, and so especially when you're playing those East Coast teams, that's always a fun trip because the minimum trip is 5 hours flight.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you go to the swamp. We played in Florida. We played in the Sugar Bowl. I mean, all those East Coast teams. That's 10 hours. We played in New York.
See, I don't know about that.
So there's times in the season, school year, where we had, I think there was one September, we had 9 days of actual class. And so we had to fly with our tutors and all that stuff, which is great for us as students, right?
Right.
I'm an athlete student, so.
How many days do you usually get there before the actual game? Because I would imagine if you got there the day before, you'd be jet lagged.
We always went as many time zones away. We went that many days out. So if we were going 5 time zones away, we'd go 5 weeks out. Or 5 weeks, 5 days out.
We'd go
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
That would give you enough time to acclimate, I think.
Exactly.
But we would always there was always 2 games back to back where we would just stay on the mainland. And we always stayed in Vegas. Yeah. So that was a good place to have no curfew for a couple nights.
Yeah. I want to know if it's really like it seems in all of the sport movies. Like,
it depends on
you
which
were
movie.
I know, right? I'm like
the program.
You're the quarterback, man, for the University of Hawaii, and so is it like it seems in sport film where it's like the jock, the quarterback?
Well, yeah, I played that role for too long of always dating the cheerleader. So that was a stigma I had to get away of. So as soon as I found my current wife, she wasn't a former cheerleader. I'm like, all right, sold. We're getting married.
Yeah. There you go.
But in Hawaii, the nice thing about it is they don't have a professional team. So you pretty much are the show in town. So, I mean, I get there as a redshirt freshman, who I can't imagine anybody. All the little kids, they, like, know your name. They know your biographical information. Where I'm like, whoa, this is kind of cool. So it is unique in that sense.
Yeah,
because you're not competing with anybody. You guys are the top dogs.
You got to tell the story about how, you know, it's like you're ready, you're competing for the number one spot as quarterback for the University of Hawaii, and then you ended up being the 4th?
Yeah, that was a wild story. So I started off, I mean, when I first got there, I was like 6th string. I mean, there's so many quarterbacks, you got to fight through the ladder. But then, you know, you kind of wait for your turn and your opportunity, and I had a great spring ball going in. I want to say it was my sophomore year, I think. And we had the senior quarterback who was the starter. It was his final year. So it's like, okay, whoever gets in behind him, you got the reins after he's gone. And so I had a really great spring ball, earned my way up. I pretty much got into the number 2 contention, and then going into that fall camp, that August, I'm using a buddy's moped, and out there in Hawaii, mopeds are the way around. It's the way of life. And I'm driving his around, and I'm going straight on an intersection, and this lady's turning on a green light and just clips me. I'm going about 30. I lose the scooter, goes Superman for probably 15, 20 feet.
Oh my gosh.
Lose all the skin, palms, knees. I'm in a state of shock, so I don't even get her information, and she just takes off. She gives me fake information. I should have got the license, but I wasn't thinking straight. Anyways, get over there. Basically, the coaches wanted me to sit out because they're like, hey, this is competition. Every rep counts. You don't want to screw it up, but I'm just I'm too competitive. You couldn't keep me off the field. So I wrapped it up, gloved it up. I tried to push through it. And each day you just got bloody gloves afterwards. It wasn't fun, but I definitely didn't play to my top game. Slid down the depth chart very quickly, ended up 4th by the end of that camp, and was devastated because didn't get to make the travel roster.
Oh wow!
And my family had already booked trips to Seattle. We were playing in the Seahawks Stadium first game. And I'm like, dude, I was looking forward to that. So I'm feeling like I let everybody down, and then one of the backups gets hurt just in practice. So then they throw me on a flight. Last second, I actually do make it to that stadium, which Seahawks Stadium is incredible in Seattle, if you've ever been. And then it's just weird how that season worked. It was injury after injury. I ended up working, and I ended up starting that season.
Oh my
gosh. The guy who leapfrogged me when I had that injury, he was same year as me. He ended up retaining the starting role. So I got some starts, but I never was the starter. It was an interesting journey, but you learn a lot. I think more through adversity.
Are you friends with, how does that work? Because it's like, man, we're all on the same team, right? We're friends, and you're like stabbing it in the leg. Like, how does that work?
Sabotage you.
I've even heard of some teammates with a darts poster of your competition.
I'm like, you're fighting for the spot, but you're still on the same team.
Right. You want to support them, but it's underneath the surface, you're like, I'd rather be the one being supported.
Really hope your ACL doesn't get blown out, but hurt.
Right.
A little.
Oh, but it's just a little, just to give me a taste.
Yes.
And then I can run with
Sprain your
it.
ankle.
But that's the tough part about quarterback too. Is as a receiver, there's multiple guys that play.
Yeah.
Quarterback's only one guy, so you really got to be the show. And like I said, I had opportunities. So I had fun when I had the chance, but like I was telling you earlier, every time I got thrown into a game, whether it was injury or whatever, it was always a ranked opponent. It was always can I get sorry if there's New Mexico State fans here, but we had them I was like, can I get a New Mexico State or something?
New Mexico State all day. Come on.
We had them in our conference. And that was always It was always a that would have been nice. But I get Boise State, who's like fourth in the nation, or I get USC opening game of the season. It's like
wow.
But I mean, I played well when I had those opportunities. But come on, give me an easy game.
I think being the backup would be such a stressful job, just because if you're there on the sideline, you never know when the quarterback's going to get hurt or he's going to need you. And so you're having to stay warm and mentally prepared to go in at any moment.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get, if it's, the last quarter of the game, and all of a sudden you get thrown in there to make the last couple plays to win the game, what's that like?
Well, they, you start to take a lot of mental reps, and that's just a nice way of saying you're not getting physical reps.
Right.
So I got really good at taking mental reps. But in a game, it's the same thing. You got to literally act as if you're in the game. I mean, I always had to prepare as a starter. If I was going in the night before, I always had to. You could easily slack off, but those are the guys that they get thrown in and then it's deer in the headlights. So I never wanted to be that. I always wanted to be, let's have the offense progress when I go in the games, and that usually happened. But because I was mentally dialed in the whole time, which is it's not easy.
Was your dad, because he's really big on that beast mode, mental game sort of thing. Where you learned all that? That
was my differentiating factor. It definitely was my size. I don't know if you can tell from this little thing, but I wasn't the biggest guy. I always had to compete with the bigger guys, and that was my biggest separator, was the mental fortitude and being able to visualize the success ahead of time, but also saying, in that kind of stoic mindset of being able to roll with the punches and take advantage of the opportunities when you get them.
So I got talking a little bit about that, because I have boys who play baseball, and you're always wanting them to be competitive. You're always wanting them to have that mental fortitude, if you will, but also not be complete douches.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how do you mentally prepare, like, I'm the best, but then also exhibit some form of humility? You know what I mean? It's like this weird, tricky road of like humility and being a good teammate, but also preparing yourself to be, like no one better. This is my time to shine. And how do you balance that?
It's a fine line behind cockiness and confidence.
Yeah.
And you can go the TO route, or you can go, like you're saying, humble. And you always got to have that humble. You got to have humble but hungry is kind of always the way I've approached it. But, I mean, I've probably had some of those douchey moments where I remember baseball guys, they were just like, I had overheard that they were like, oh, that guy's he just thinks he knows everything. And I'm like, I had no idea. I guess that's the way I was walking. I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
But I think with a little self-awareness, you can kind of cut away some of the cockiness elements and just retain the confidence, because the confidence is so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there is that arrogance factor that you got to battle with, and it's a balance, because you do want to be a little, like, you got to own it. You got to feel like you got to on the inside think that you're the best guy on the field, whether that's true or not. I was fortunate enough to train with Drew Brees for a few off seasons in a row, and a few other guys, T.O. included. But you get to see both ends of the spectrum. He's a champion. He's like every rep, even though we're throwing at a high school field, he is like, it's like he's on the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And he just had this approach that was like, damn, you're not gonna, he just owns it. You can tell by the way he walks. And then, and then I'm talking to T.O. afterwards. And
how pure is the cocaine?
Okay, stop it.
I could tell.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's very cool, man. That's awesome.
Dude, T.O. Beast mode.
Yeah.
What's beast mode?
That's Marshawn Lynch.
Well, I mean,
you just eat Skittles and you just run through a wall. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's as simple as that. But no, ultimately, my dad, he does the mental performance stuff, and I've adopted as well. I was his guinea pig. I was his test subject as he was learning things. So I got to be his experiments. But he's come up with, he's partnered with a guy, and they do this beast training, and basically using animals to represent a principle.
Okay.
So that way we can unlock the instincts that are within these animals. We have them within. It's just unlocking.
It's kind of like the Enneagram, but with animals.
So what animal are you unlocking right now?
Right now, let's see. She's sweat, and I'd have to say the crocodile.
Okay.
He's adaptable.
Okay.
Yes.
Crocodile is, they've been around since the dinosaurs.
Right.
But
exactly.
They've been able to adapt through. Global warming, which is I feel like right now.
Yeah.
And so you got to adapt, and that's life too, right? You got to adapt.
Right. I know for me, it's like before I binge watch a Netflix show, I really tap into my sloth. The sloth
is a good one.
I really want to be mentally prepared to make sure that I am still and that I just really pay attention and not move a lot. And when I do, I want to move slow.
Yeah. You don't want to exert too much effort.
Absolutely.
You never want to do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we have the beast to tell you what to do, but I kind of like the sloth, the anti-beast of what not to do.
Absolutely.
So we've come up with Selfie, the peacock. You never want is self-indulgent. That's kind of the acronym. Well, I guess it's not an acronym, but it's a play on words. We got Blamo, the scapegoat, which is blaming others. So anyways, we try to have fun with it because the anti-beast is what you don't want to be. So actually, I think sloth was brought up when we were joking about it.
Yeah.
It's not an actual thing, but we like to have fun with it.
Dex, you're the anti-sloth. I mean, you're the anti...
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So
anti-beast mode.
The anti-beast.
Does he own the name Beast Mode? Or is it?
Yeah, there's definitely copyrights. I think Lynch has something along those lines.
Yeah.
But he has something with beast in it. Be a Beast.
Be a Beast.
Book.
Yeah.
Book. Be a Beast.
Okay.
So he's got that, but I think Beast Mode is trademark.
Right, might be.
Yeah.
Right alongside Skittles.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, all right, you played college ball, and then you mentioned arena football, which is a completely different animal. Huh?
It is.
Beast Mode.
Adapt.
Yeah, and so watching that, how different was it to adapt to a different style of play? And I mean, you've got your your wide receivers like coming off the line from like 10, you know what I mean?
Full
it's like
speed.
Watching this unfold. How different was it to like acclimate to that style of play?
It's a fast game, and even Kurt Warner says he benefited from being in the NFL because when he went to the NFL, it was like slow motion,
right?
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah,
it's such a condensed game. It's so fast. When I got thrown into it, I was training because at that time I was training for Pro Day, I was training for CFL, all that stuff. Yeah. My agent at the time was Jeff Garcia. And
okay.
So we got and he was able to connect me with this league up in Everett, Washington, this little team, and they needed a quarterback. They had 7 weeks left in their season. The guy that they just got picked up by the Vikings. So I'm like, okay. It's a platform, it's a jumping stone. But I didn't know anything. I learned about it Monday, fly out there Tuesday. I'm supposed to start Friday in Nebraska, in the middle of nowhere, and I have 1 day to practice. So not only am I learning a new team, a new playbook, but a new set of rules. Because you got to time up guys in motion. You're now in a wall, so you don't have out of bounds.
Right.
You just jump into the crowd. Everything's in bounds. So that was somewhere to adapt.
Yeah.
But it did play to my attributes. I'm kind of a quick guy, so I mean, it kind of fed to my attributes. But I didn't really break out until, I'd say, a season or two after that, once I got into the AFL.
So with no sidelines and wearing pads all the time, what happens if you have to poop?
Yeah, you just go. No, it's
you gotta wear a diaper.
I mean, I'm just, practically speaking.
There was a guy I did see after a game. They showed a picture of another team. He's wearing fully white, and they saw all brown.
No way.
And for 2 or 3 years, I thought that he was just, I heard the story. He's just like, I thought I was just going to fart. I thought it was just going to be silent. And then he just had to play through it. And then I find out, I ended up playing with that team last year. And this last year, I find out, they're like, no, he sat in some Gatorade. And I was like, oh, no.
Man.
I can't believe they've let him live that for so long.
Yeah.
I honestly think if you're a grown adult and you really need to use the bathroom and can't figure out how to hold it, then you need to go to the doctor. Because only children need to run to the bathroom.
Football.
Doesn't matter.
Guys do pee. No, guys do pee though.
They
really?
I can see pee. But
I remember having to go and going to the line. I'm like, dude, what do I do? We got to go in soon. He's like, I go every game. Just take some Gatorade and spray it on you. It all looks like sweat. It all just looks like sweat.
I love that.
Like, just don't be the center. I got to get under center.
Right.
I don't want to deal with whatever's going on under there.
Wow.
I'm going shotgun coach rest of the game.
The things we learn, man. That's incredible.
My brother and I have teamed up and we're creating a sports tech company that ultimately going along the mental side, because that was what was my separator.
Okay.
Creating an app for athletes that they can get mentally dialed in right before a game. So
okay.
It's still in the developmental process. It's, I feel like Zoolander, like it's not even nowhere near ready yet.
Right.
I shouldn't be talking about it, but it's now the next passion. It's my new game day. Yeah,
okay.
So
that's cool.
Still staying in sports. I got to.
When are we gonna see this app?
Hopefully this year. We do have a prototype.
Okay.
We've started. Actually went to Hawaii this past April.
Okay.
Gave a talk to the team. Got them all using it. We went to spring training this past spring ball and got some AAA and major leaguer guys using the prototype. And we'll hopefully be able to develop it by the end of this year.
So
the real
does this work for, is it specifically designed for...
the Mike Trouts of the world?
Yeah, or like is it for football players, basketball, or is it just any athlete?
I would say
that's preparing?
performance.
Performance
to basically it's when it counts. It's being able to perform when it counts. We all are like, as athletes or even performers or even at some point business.
Work, life.
Yeah, I mean, you train, you're great in practice, but then you go and choke on game day. Like, we all want to beat Tom Brady on the final drive of the Super Bowl, but we end up getting our own way and becoming Mark Sanchez with the butt fumble. So this is an element to prime the mind, and it's using visualization techniques to be able to get an athlete poised.
Yeah, because I'm one of those top runners.
Let's get you on it. Hey, anybody.
I mean, I've never ran a race in my life, but I'm a top runner here in the New Mexico parts.
Well, let's get you freaking locked in.
So here's a question for you. I mean, you said you started playing ball when you were 9 years old. I got kids who play baseball, and I see, there's club ball now. There's elite teams. There's travel ball. There's little league. And it's like crazy. You obviously started very young, and you're developing this for all athletes. What do you perceive when you see like the 8, the 9, the 10-year-old and the dad screaming on the sideline? You know what I mean? Like, how did it start with you? Because you started at a young age. So, are you dialed into that, going, yes, I want this app for the kids, for performance, to get mentally prepared? Or is it like, man, kids got to be kids? Like, where's the line?
Yeah, no, the app's really for the parents that are screaming.
They're
the ones I found out they need the most coaching.
They need the coaching.
No, and I do see that is that the kids these days are being forced to make decisions and know where they want to go before they even get to high school. I'm like, I didn't have to deal with that. So the pressure is just increasing for these people. And you do got to let them be kids. You got to let them, because when you get it too structured early on, they lose that creativity. And when you see the best, they all, like the Wayne Gretzky's, the Jerry Rice's, even today's day and age with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that guy, dude, he's unconventional the way he works.
I'm from Lubbock, so.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you that unconventionalism helps evolve the sport. And when we keep people too structured, we keep them in this box, and we don't allow them to really bring out their true gift. So, as a kid, I want to give them freedom. Play multiple sports, because then you get a different. When I'm training quarterbacks, go run a receiver, go run DB, like learn every position, just be an overall athlete.
So we like to wrap up the session with our theme song. And we know that, obviously spending a lot of time watching Netflix shows and things like that, you've clearly spent a lot of time watching our show, so you know the theme song. So we always like our guests to start the theme song for the show.
So I got to start it.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know it word for word. I just got
Good.
I just got to go back.
But the heat just kind of takes over. We did hit that weird Event Horizon moment.
Yeah, I'm like losing it a little bit just because I'm just.
Yeah.
So maybe just give me like the beat maybe to it, or maybe just start me off with it. Don't sweat the small stuff. Is there a snap in it? There's no snap. I don't even think I was on beat. Rhythm. There it is.
Don't sweat the small. Come on, Shay, let's go.
Don't sweat the
high, low. Don't sweat the small. Oh, here we go. So we're climbing the ladder. We're climbing the metaphorical ladder. There we go.
Oh man, what a completely different outro than the last episode.
Yeah, wow.
Amazing, right?
Crazy.
It's like we've got a production budget this year.
Wow, and you're wearing the exact same thing.
Yeah, wait, we didn't get anything out of this. But you know what you're going to get out of it? A discount on Asana. DSTSS. That's our discount code. Go to jnhlifestyles.com, or you can check it out in the description.
I'm very poor, so I need you guys to share this. I need you to subscribe.
That's true.
Because I don't have a job. This is my only job, actually.
So we need you to like, subscribe, and share it so Dex can stop living in my basement.
Well, I kind of like it. So. Subscribe.
I like him.